that's a triple play. New episodes, I couldn't wait. Yeah, open your mind at the first gate. Press play, no need to debate. AOA, check me out. Look, clocked in, you can catch the hype. Golden Dawn, how we follow the light. Anime like life, married to it, my wife.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages? Welcome back to the AOA show. I'm your host, as always, Ian, along with the boy Isaiah.
Oh, hi, yo.
And unfortunately, Gavin had to sit this one out, but he's here with us in spirit. Today, we are talking blog post. The chapters in question, or episodes rather, are 327 to 337. It's actually the finale of Season 2. This is a really fun live stream. If you haven't caught that already, I highly recommend you do so. Go check out AOA Reacts, our second channel, where we react to stuff. The link is in the description down below, and you can catch that with all of our other Tower of God reactions. And then come back here for some blog post fun. But big shout out to our mods as well. And we will get down to the sorry streak that the hat trick, yeah. I think, or more. Man. Sorry, or one of our mods has done like so much work for the blog post, and really we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So I'm sure at the end it'll say blog post this week we're done by. So anyway, moving on here, we will start with episode 327 here. Isaiah, take it away, my friend.
All right. We got Bonsai Jump Bam.
Okay.
Right? I think it's Bam. Yeah.
It looks like
it. Bam. This chapter, we saw a lot of new fight scenes starting here and there. The battle between Calivan and Ginseng has begun. Ivankel's fight continues, and now Bam's entered a battle against the odds. As the scale of the battle gets bigger, they may seem fractured, but I want to make sure you guys enjoy it, even if it makes the chapters longer. Although it won't be easy to do. I work harder to make sure you can savor the fun of each side of the grand battle. In the Calivan vs. Ginseng front, we see a bit of backstory. Calivan is a scary character for multiple reasons. He is too based on physical strength, and just from how he looks, you can tell that will have a more explosive feel to him. On the Ivankel front, the floor ruler has made an appearance. This was obviously going to happen from a lore perspective, but since a floor ruler is an outsider to this battle, but also a force powerful enough to compare to Ivankel, I wasn't sure that they would intervene. Actually, if you're someone as high up as a floor ruler, you end up not wanting to do stuff like fighting. Ivankel's a weird one, but that's because Ivankel hasn't been a floor ruler for very long. On Bam's front, we have big trouble. Even though we've been having an overflow of rankers in Tower of God these days, from the eyes of regulars like Bam, rankers can seem like absolute beings. I mean, not to Bam specifically, but, his friends. Of course, Bam isn't a regular, and had an explosive growth in the hidden floor. But how he'll fight against a ranker, we'll see. These days, I suffer from stomach inflammation.
Here we go. I was like, damn, we haven't seen it.
I was like, next paragraph. And here it is. Here's the last paragraph. I thought I was done with this. Why would you think that? This stuff catches you off guard. Coming back from the time you're stressed or not caring for it. It's a disease of the heart, I say. I guess I gotta go on a diet of cabbages 3 times a day or something. So these days, I worked out whenever I had time, went to a concert for a girl group no less, and did other such activities. Cultural participation is the true medicine, it seems. So everyone, let's win out the Monday-itis with Tower of God. You guys and me, win-win. Well then, I'll be back next week with Bam, awaiting a fight with a ranker. Please look forward to the battle.
That's a kind of funny way to end it all.
That's some good, lore transfer too, because last week he was like, somebody recommended cabbages, and I tried them, and now he's like, I'm eating cabbage as much as humanly possible. It's like, I don't know if that's like a one-fix-all thing, but like, it's a start, I guess.
How's your diet? Cabbages. It's just all, anything, no, cabbages, that's it. All cabbage.
Raw, cooked, boiled, fried. Just get some cabbage in you, boy.
That's it. Nothing else. Anyway, moving on to episode 328. It says, good luck with the KSA test. Stay healthy, eat Pepro. All right. TL Len Edon from the AOA Discord.
Just somebody from our Discord, who I'm guessing is sending. That's where they got the picture from.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's cool. I like that. Thank you. For this week's Afterwards, here's something to congratulate the KSAT takers and to words.
What?
This word? Belatedly.
Oh, yeah.
Belatedly, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like happy belated birthday.
Yeah,
I've never heard it used in that context, belatedly celebrate. That's why that just like literally my whole worldview just got flipped upside down. Everything I ever learned in life just didn't make sense anymore. I'm like, what? I've never seen it like that. All right, you learn something new every day.
How do I know up's not down?
I don't know anymore. People use them belatedly, like throwing out fucking hotcakes around here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
Word connoisseur.
yeah, it is weird, dude. Belatedly celebrate Pepero/Pocky Day.
Oh, that's what Rack's holding. They're giant Pocky sticks. Like, those, it's like a biscuit snack that's coated in chocolate.
Oh.
In Japan, or in, like,
Okay.
Asian.
We're getting more pieces of the puzzle here.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it's all
yeah,
making
yeah.
sense.
Pretty
Before I
soon,
was just
we're going to
so
understand this whole
disjointed.
thing.
One of these days, we'll get to it. I'm just like, what's happening? Good job to those of you who took the KSAT. In some regards, college entrance starts now, so I hope you get the best results. Note, similar to Valentine's, but it involves the exchange of Pepero/Pocky snacks. Gotcha. This week, I front-loaded Rack's fight scene. Actually, I struggled on where to put Rack's fight scene. Ultimately, this was the only chapter I could put it in due to the flow, even if it made things complicated. The way the story was set up, Rack had to be seen reacting to Ivankel's power. I still hope this fight scene reflected Rack's personality to the fullest. In regards to Rack's mysterious power of sorts, we'll get to have a moment to explore it more specifically. I'm excited for that. On Bomb's front, he's having trouble with a rather strange technique. Regardless of specs, there's an incredibly big experience and technique gap between Bomb and Rankers. Since this battle is ongoing, please stand by for the next chapter. Various supplemental explanations will be given afterwards in the blog posts in a careful, organized manner. Can't wait. In personal news, as the peak of the arc nears, my bodily ailments have been accumulating from work. Surprise. It's a struggle. I keep telling myself, hold it in, hold it in. And on days like these, I think perhaps I should take a break. But for the readers, I don't think it's good to take a break right in the middle of an arc. However, despite the toll on my body, I'm working hard while enjoying it too. And since I've been only doing the afterwords in my blog, I was wondering if this is too much of a difficult to approach or inflexible medium these days, debatedly. I've been seriously considering changing over to another channel where new readers can come in. Of course, this is an addenda of sorts. Google that. I'm getting hit with all kinds of words used in different ways, ones that I had no clue existed. Addenda. Yeah, you gotta look that up, of sorts. So I would avoid any changes that would eat up too much time. If you got suggestions, I'll look into them. So I'm curious as to what he means here. I've been seriously considering changing over to another channel where new readers can come in.
Maybe he means like from Webtoon.
Interesting.
Going to another
Okay.
thing. All right. Addenda. An item of additional material, typically
Omissions, yeah.
added at the end of a book or other publication. Like basically like a little I think, like, remember how at the end of the last chapter, like how it had like a little blurb or whatever? That might be an addenda.
Yeah, like something that could have been inserted in, it looks like. Of course, this is an addenda of sorts, so I would avoid any changes that would eat up too much time. So it's like kind of a bonus thing.
Okay.
Learn words with AOA. With two people who don't know them at all. We'll learn them together.
Like smart and shit and learning.
Wow, crazy.
Dude, if Google didn't exist, fuck.
Like, god damn, how would I communicate?
I'd be like, then that's obviously cupcakes. Move on.
You know what? It's simpler times though back then, because you get one person loud and confident enough and be like, that clearly means they sharded. And it's like, oh, duh. You know what I mean? That person said, all right, moving on.
And now you can be like, no, that's dumb and wrong. It's like,
how you gonna know?
I can't fact check.
It's not like someone invented some crazy computer machine that will look that up for you. And it's like, you're right. Nobody did invent that. Anyway, let's move on with our day. Wild, dude. That's interesting though, that he was, debating moving over. And I'm curious, if anyone in the comments has some clarification on that, it's because he says,
because maybe he meant
where new readers can come in, like just a new fan base.
Webtoon, but he meant like from Naver. Because I think, and again, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the way it works is like he draws a story and writes a story, and then like sends it to Naver. And Naver's the one that actually has like the partnership with Webtoon, and Webtoon is like sort of where a bunch of different people's authors and stuff stories are accumulate, but like the author go through individual sites to get to Webtoon. Like Webtoon's in the middle, and there's like different sites. So I think like Naver is SIU is where SIU goes in between. So maybe he means moving from Naver. I honestly don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
My phone died. It vibrated in my pocket. All right, moving on.
Chapter 329. We got Butterfly Bam. The afterwards art for this week is Fairy Bam, even though he did get called a crazy regular. We have a Bam with the Black March for the first time in a long time. It's implied in the story, but the 13th month series, the Black March, Green April, are weapons that have special meanings to them, but not the most powerful weapons in the tower. They are powerful, but they're a lot more special than powerful. After all, even wielding them is a privilege only a select few have.
That's interesting. I actually was under the assumption that they were the most powerful.
I didn't think they were the most powerful, but I definitely thought they were like up there. Like we're talking like top 5.
Yeah, I figured only like maybe Jihad obviously would have something more powerful. But
so it's interesting that they're more of like a status thing than necessarily like I mean, like, you know, they are powerful. They're not weak, but like that there are other things that are more stronger and that they're more of a symbol than a.
Interesting.
Cool. Now, the fight between Ginseng and Calivan is warming up. Calivan is perhaps not the best opponent for Ginseng to fight. Resistance and attack power are more important issues in a fight between martial artists. Of course, Ginseng's combat skills aren't exactly average either, so the battle would have to continue more before we could tell who would win between them. Alert. You're right. Doesn't end well for the boy. Personally, I like the shots where Bam and the Black March are together. Bam is always shown with a smaller head compared to others, but since Black March is smaller than normal people overall, this is basically the only time it looks bigger. Anyway, Crazy Bam with the Black March looks to be dangerous even to rankers. Since the battle has multiple fronts, it's hectic, but I hope you look forward to how all the fronts will progress. Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
Oh, is that Viol with a cig in his mouth?
Yeah, Viol with a cig.
Oh, man.
True.
Episode 330. This week's art is Viol with a lollipop. Wow, that was funny. He literally said not a cigarette. That's a pretty good call. I'll give you that.
Damn.
This chapter had a lot of fight scenes, it seems. While Bomb's front looks like a chaotic fight, the Ha Ginseng Calivan front will feel more classic. A 1v1 fight may be unnatural in some regards, but it's also quite epic. I know there will be a lot of debate on Bomb's power level, and one thing's for sure, if Bomb brings up all his strength for a moment to attack, rankers may feel threatened. The thing is that fights are not decided by strength alone. However, Bomb's potential is starting to be expressed at a horrifyingly powerful level, it seems. Of course, there's still a way to go on that. On Ha Ginseng's fight, I personally like the Ha clan. They have this sense of no matter what, charge forward mentality. It feels more human than the other 10 families. Of course, their physical capacity is extremely unhuman. Calivan, like I said last time, is a counter to the Ha clan. His body is already well trained, but his source of power isn't simply physical strength either. Anyway, the fight between Calivan and Ginseng is a great battle of two high rankers to be recorded in the history of the tower. Mr. Ginseng Ha should first cut smoking. How the process and end will be, I hope you look forward to next week. Actually, these days, I tell myself not to work harder and to do better, but doing better is not easy. Whenever something doesn't go the way I want it to, when I face a hardship, I end up looking for a way to cope, even though I know that living more diligently is more important. Not running away from your problems, but still living happily. It's hard work.
Amen.
About you.
See, that was Ginseng's downfall, dude. He started smoking again. Right. The sweets. That sugar rush.
Yeah, yeah, right? Where's the lollipop chick we need here, right? Damn.
All right. Chapter 331.
But he looks so cool with the cig, though.
He does, but it's like, the turmoil.
Oh, man.
For this week's afterwards, I drew Ginseng. Since he's been fighting for a few weeks now, I'm having to draw cigarettes and lollipops back to back. There is no reason why I decided to make him a martial artist with a smoking problem.
In case anyone was wondering.
Yeah. Like, I just woke up one day and I was like,
It is ironic. I've met some people who it's like they'll go like hard as shit and then they'll go outside and be like, and it's like, what? Like your whole existence doesn't make sense. Like I don't understand, but you know, addiction's real. You know?
I guess so.
Nobody says you can't lift weights or do jujitsu
Like,
and not smoke. Like, you know,
why do you smoke? And it's like, dude, I'm doing physical shit all day. I need a break. And it's like, What?
It's fair
What?
enough. I don't know, man.
Some
A
people.
unicorn.
I need to give Bam a martial arts teacher, and he needed to look like a middle-aged man, and middle-aged men smoke. Pretty solid logic, I guess. And all middle-aged men smoke, no exceptions. At first, I wanted him to look like the main protagonist of a noir film, but he just ended up being a gag character with a perm.
Damn, dog.
Ginseng,
Thought he looked kind of cool.
yeah, I don't know. He's average, but he rocks the average aesthetic. He's become a very strong character who is just a friendly neighborhood old guy for Bam.
Shitting on this dude.
Damn. Since this week was mostly fight scenes, there's not much to say in the afterwards. Bam takes things pretty easily. First the Thorn, then the Red Thresha, and now the Black March. Even if he's not able to control them masterfully yet, he looks strong, but he still has a ways to go. In Calivan and Ginseng's fight, I put in a lot of effort, but it still felt short. It's not easy. I wanted to be able to express this better, but I'm trying my best and trying to feel satisfaction over it. Regarding the last scene, I guess it's genetic for Coons to backstab others. This battle's evolving into chaotic chaos. Damn, that is that's a Coon play.
Yeah, right. All right, episode 332. I do as the Crystal guides. All right, this week's art is Calivan. Calivan, I personally designed him with the concept of a young German soldier. That makes so much sense. Literally, because he looks like Irwin Smith, and he's they're Germanic. I'm pretty sure, so it's all coming together. Anyway, I wonder how you guys, my readers, are receiving it. I think it looks badass. Since last week's chapter was pretty strong, I wondered if I needed to scale things back this week. However, this arc ended up with a pretty long tempo anyway, so I decided that it was unnecessary to do so. So I thought it would continue with a strong story progression. The relationship between Yuri and Cheon-hee is something you can see in most of the 10 families. It has to do with how the 10 families are a collection of people obsessed with being gifted, and as such, they often have clashing egos. You don't say. Active rankers can be a few hundred till a few thousand years old, but after growing up together in the family, there's not too many opportunities for encountering each other. So past memories from growing up last a long, long time, having an effect when they meet again. Cheon-hee in this chapter believes that she made an adequate decision between her position as a member of the Ha family and as a division commander in Jihad's army. But since Yuri prefers doing what she wants instead of doing what would be adequate, Yuri ends up being a true Ha family style princess. Well, every princess gets picked for their own reasons, so that is kind of ironic, right? In that the criticisms that Cheon-hee has for Yuri and why she's undeserving of it, and everything she does to put herself in a position where she thinks she'd be more deserving is counterintuitive because she's a Ha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which kind of is like this weird paradoxical shit that Yuri actually is the perfect fit for it.
It's like they probably picked someone like Miss Cheney out of the Coon family because she probably represents the Coon name.
Yeah.
Backstabbing. Very well. Where it's like I couldn't find a more, manipulative, mischieving, person than Miss Cheney.
Sure, yeah.
So, and with the Haas, it's like he was probably looking for somebody who's not very yes sir, but is very Ha.
Makes you a Ha.
No, I'm doing what the fuck I want. It's
interesting.
That one right there,
It's funny. In Bomb's fight scene, we can see him using the power of the Black March like his own as well. Rankers have to admit that this attack would kill them if they were even grazed by it. Of course, it's difficult to say that Bomb is effectively using the powers he owns or borrowed. He might get DMCA'd by the original owners of his powers at this rate. What does that mean? DMCA'd?
I don't know.
Line. Whatever. I don't know.
We'll find out later.
In the last scene, Calivan himself has made an entrance. Since this progression is non-linear, you'll have to see next week how he ended up here. This is probably the climactic threat of this arc. This lengthy arc is finally coming to a close. Please be on the lookout for how the future of the various characters and Bomb is shaped. SIU. Looking up. I've seen that before. DMCA'd
I've heard somebody say it or whatever. Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
Oh, it's a copyright thing.
Oh, because he...
Gotcha.
Joke, let me fucking Google and shit left and right.
Yeah, with your addendums or whatever the hell.
The addendums of the DMCA. I'm like, fuck, hold on.
Yeah,
SIU, I'm stupid.
Belatedly celebrated. What are you rapping at me?
You math wizard. I need the fucking internet to keep up with him.
You think you're better than me because you passed English?
And he's Korean.
And he's Korean.
Damn, near knows English better than we do. Shit.
Oh, brother.
Oh, fuck. All right, chapter 3 through 33.
33.
Ooh, Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Santa's here.
Teacher? Is that your song, bro?
That's your song.
Amazing.
I love it. Oh, again, from the boy Lee didn't eat on. A bit early, but today happens to be Christmas Eve. So here's a Christmas-themed art for the afterwards. Rather than telling you guys anything, it's been more so a series of fight scenes and more fight scenes. I described how Calivan was able to cross over, but since I mixed the words teleport and warp, it made them ambiguous among each other. So long distance movement will be warp and short distance movement will be teleport from now on. Or so I promised myself. The point is that unless you're a high ranker with insanely high durability like Calivan, you cannot jump into a collapsing warp device to warp. Just another reason why that man is an actual piece of metal. It's just like, you're not supposed to be able to do this. Calivan can do this.
He's built different, guys.
Although the fight between Ginseng and Calivan is almost over, purely as a martial artist, Ginseng is above Calivan, but since Calivan is just so durable and the heavens are shining upon him with Miss Jenny showing up, it's difficult to predict what would happen if they continue to the end. Well, Calivan's much younger than Ginseng, so take that into consideration.
Fair enough.
Damn, they really said, well, he's old, we getting there. Come on, bro. What's happening between Calivan and Bam is more so punching a wall than a proper fight. If there was a word to describe Calivan, it would be hard. Yeah, 100%. Bam ends up pulling out the second thorn, but it's hard to say if he's mastered the first one. This is probably the first time he's seriously trying to kill somebody. Ooh, that's interesting, because I actually didn't even think that even when we were reading. I thought he was like I'm going to fight you and defeat you, but I didn't even really get the intent that he was gonna kill him.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, I did, but it's just I knew he wasn't, so I guess it just kind of deflated it a little bit. Okay. So, I don't know.
This arc's battle is quite large, but this will not be a normal battle with a winner and a loser. That's because this battle may become a catalyst for a bigger war afterwards. Who knows? It's been a long story, but please do follow along and enjoy. I would much appreciate it. Christmas has finally returned. Tower of God, I always think, holds Christmas in a meaningful regard. I mean, it's the 25th BAM after all. Although it's hard, often I hope by imbuing it with meaning so my work would shine brightly today. That's a nice thought to have. I wish a Merry Christmas to my work, you guys, and to myself. Well then, regards whether you're single in a relationship or married, have a happy and joyful week. Tien, in South Korea, Christmas is less of a family holiday, but more so a romantic holiday.
Oh,
spend time with your loved ones. It's taken more literally in Korea. Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
All right, moving on here. Episode 334. Goodbye, 2018. Wow. Last one passed. Yeah. Ooh, that's the Bomb Calivan stare down?
Yeah.
Dude.
I love how Bomb is probably one of the most threatening characters from a logistical standpoint, in the story, but he's always looking up at nigga. He's like a little kid, you know?
Yeah, and this guy's just got the jawline that'll just cut somebody's head off. He turns too fast.
Jeez.
This is the last afterword of 2018. This time, here's Bomb and Calivan signaling the end of this year. Since Calivan and Bomb is like a shonen challenging a higher up, difficult opponent, I like the image they conjure. I suppose this chapter absolutely showed off the potential of the developing hero Bomb without regret. A chapter that showed the unusual hard-to-kill homeboy Ginseng's survival.
That's my favorite nickname, the unusually hard-to-kill homeboy. Oh, I love it. Ginseng, the unusually hard-to-kill homeboy. Ha!
That's fucking great.
And in the blue corner, Hard Calivan. It's walks out of fucking 10.
Bomb, as shown in his duel with Yurik Mizuno, has a power that cannot be defined in terms of strong and weak, unable to be rivaled. Oh, that was a comma, sorry. Unable to be rivaled. Ginseng's expectations of Bomb ultimately came from his trust in the potential of said power. It isn't a stretch for Calivan to be surprised at his growing wound. In our big brother Ginseng's front, Miss Cheney may really end up being the master of last hitting. If that happens, image recovery may be difficult. Don't kill me. Anyway, Bomb and Calivan's match has ended, and now we're in the end game, it seems. And so 2018 comes to a close as well. I say this every year, but even more so this year. I would like to thank you for helping me so that I could upload Tower of God. Well, it's been a year, and I've worked diligently this year. But there were a lot of disappointments and difficulties this year. I think to myself, I could do better. But there's always next year. So I would like to end this year believing I can do better. Thank you. Thank you so much for being with me for the year of 2018. So wrap up 2018 well, and I wish you a blessed new year in 2019. SIU.
All right, chapter 335. Here we go. The main heroes enter the scene. Isu and the boys with the save, bro. That was dope. Hey, but I'm the main hero here. The main character always shows up at the last moment, but I'm the main character. Hello, this is SIU. This is the first afterword of 2019. This week's doodle is late, but impeccably well-timed. Team Shibisu. Since, also, just a random, I didn't know that people called him Isu. So, like, because that was in the story, unless I'm misremembering, the chapters we read is the first time that I saw him referred to as Isu. I don't remember them saying it before.
I don't remember.
They might have. I just don't remember. But, like, I've seen people in our comments and like refer to him as Isu, and I'm like, who the fuck is Isu? But it's like I guess because that's a nickname.
Yeah.
This week, since this week's chapter was led by narration, it took a lot of time and work to edit. There are times when art becomes critical, or the dialogue becomes critical. Of course, both are always important. And on those chapters, I find myself spending a lot of time in unexpected places. At least now that I have some experience, I can anticipate and react to it. But this week, I worked with an extra day or two for editing. This chapter, I wanted both to show Bam's escape and Calivan's strength. Calivan's durability is definitely unmatched. He can face off 3 skilled fighters and still charge forth. The reason I pushed Team Shibasu's appearance until now was because I wanted the people Bam had such an emotional attachment to show up at the most decisive time. However, it isn't easy for regulars to enter the battlefield, so to find a good timing to make it look cool. I hope my intentions are what you felt matched. Now, will Bam and Team Shibisu escape the battlefield safely? What will become of the future of Ginseng? The one who finally fell? Stay tuned for next week. Damn.
All right, episode 336.
Battle. Ivankel Senpai.
Recently, I've heard that a drama named Sky Castle is popular. Good to know. I don't have too much time, so I don't watch it regularly. But when I saw it briefly during my mealtime, wow, it was fun. If you had a tutor like Ivankel, you'd probably study at least because you don't like dying, right? So random. Yeah. This chapter was Team Bomb's grand escape, but on a personal level, it perhaps can be considered as Bomb's turning point, as well as a turning point for Yuri's life. Yuri from before may have been doing her own thing, but never crossing a certain line. However, she seems to have crossed that certain line in this arc. When I was planning out and expanding on the Tower of God lore, I considered having multiple narrative protagonists, and there was a real chance it could have been like that with Yuri as one of the protagonists. Well, it's Bomb as the number one person protagonist right now, but there's some chance we'll get a Yuri-centered arcs later. Oh shit. Everybody clap your hand.
That's dope.
Calivan is still somewhat obsessed with Bomb. Since Calivan was someone who respected Ginseng, his feelings on Bomb, someone who Ginseng wanted to protect with his life, are probably mixed. But as a corps commander of Jihad's army, irregulars are his biggest enemy. No way around it. Well, technically, Yurik would be priority number 1 if you thought about it like that, but he's too strong and doesn't care about Jihad. Regardless, to Calivan, Bomb is a target for removal, but a being who cannot be easily removed, strangely enough. In order for Bomb to face off against Calivan or the military, it looks like it will be important for him to find allies like Ivankel and more companions. Well, could Ivankel, the teacher from the fiery depths of hell, have Bomb as a pupil? Hell yeah. Bomb is from hell, bro. Please look forward to a heartwarming chapter, sure to warm you up in the cold winter, coming next week for Tower of God. Oh, there's more. Okay. These days, now that I have a bit more spare time, I've been reading the comments, the afterwards, and considering other methods of communication. I say the same thing every year, it seems, but I have a lot I need to do, but time and my age keep following by. Many things are changing, but I am thankful for all of you guys who unchangingly encourage me. telling me that without change, you are reading. Whenever it's hard, and I think to myself how someone is finding strength through reading this work, it's exhilarating, but at the same time, pressuring. Although I lack the capacity to grant such big happiness, if we can exchange happiness and encouragement for just a moment, perhaps that has its own merit.
I find it kind of crazy that, and I think we've touched on this before, but that Yurik, like, Yurik's not even, well, I wouldn't say not on Jihad's radar, but, like, the only reason Jihad has not targeted Yurik as an enemy because he's like, he doesn't care. And it's like, well, okay. But he's, like, kind of a big deal. And, like, if you did go butt crazy, like...
What crazy?
Yurik would be a threat. Like, I don't know. There's just... It's crazy to me that Yurik's like, yeah, I'm the hero. And it's like, hey, Yurik, you want to go help us, overthrow this tyrant, this obvious tyrant? It's like... I got other shit to do. It's like, what, nigga? Like, planting flowers?
Yeah, it's going extinct. There's like, this weird rosebud that I was researching and, Yeah, so I gotta go do that.
Look, if we don't save the animals, who will? We, nigga, after we dethrone Jihad. But we gotta do that
Priorities.
First.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Really managing our time correctly here and putting what matters to the forefront.
Yeah.
Instead of, cultivating your garden.
Wherever. He's like, don't worry, you guys got Bam. And Bam's like, hi. And you're like, okay, Bam's cool. Don't get me wrong. But, like, that's one nigga, bro. You're, like, already there. You're all, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Chapter 337. The afterwards are late this week because I fell asleep early. Since the hiatus notice went up 4 weeks ago, I'm preparing for the next arc and resting. Actually, the last few weeks I haven't been able to rest due to this and that and the preparations for the next arc. But I'm experiencing for the first time in a while a world without deadlines. Oh, that must feel so good for him. More so, once next week hits, I feel so free now that the arc is over, but also sad. I actually had a lot I wanted to say while I was making his arc, but about this and that a lot. But now that it's over, all I really have to say is thank you, and I'll return prepared. This was truly an arc that chugged along quickly and brought the most amount of changes and events over the span of a few years I uploaded this webtoon. Hell Train, in particular, was especially difficult due to personal reasons, and I had a couple of close calls that could have stopped me from uploading due to business reasons, and there were a lot of illegal activities and otherwise demoralizing activities happening in the webtoon industry. And SIU's talking about Korean pirates, as well as the feminazi craze a while back, stuff we already know about. I don't know. It was hard to get a grip on myself and keep posting. Not only that, but the Hell Train arc itself was quite long. I'm glad that I was able to end the arc and announce the hiatus all in one piece. Anyway, the next arc compared to the previous arcs will have Bam declare Jihad's army, Calivan in particular, as an enemy more directly and behave as such. Originally, the next arc was also to be part of Volume 2, but since everybody thinks next up is Volume 3, I may just declare it Season 3, because I can do that.
Oh, shit. Interesting.
There was a lot to say, a lot of sorrowful things, but I will leave that buried for the next arc, and I will go forward thinking of only the good things. To those of you who are enjoying this long and perhaps boring story, to those of you who continue to cheer me on, I offer my thanks. I will rest up a bit more and come back ready. I hope you guys welcome me back with wide arms when the time comes. We will. And
Yay.
we do, because it already happened.
Yes.
Mods who worked on this week as blog post, Sorry Kano. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
Thank you. All right, folks, that is going to do it today for the blog post. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you guys are dropping a like. If you're new here, subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Tower of God obviously included. Make sure you guys are also hopping over to AOA Reacts. The link is in the description down below where you can check out our live stream, like I said earlier in this episode, and comment your thoughts down below. What did you think of our discussion and our read through today? What did you think of these blog posts, these chapters, etc.? Let us know in all those comments down below. We also have our comment of the day, which comes to us from I apologize if I mispronounced the name, Al Nahian Abid. I believe. So the question was, what was the Coon family most known for? So Coon's number one trait is that they are beautiful. Yes, absolutely nailed it on the head. They're a family of spear bearers and close range combat specialists. Great video, guys, and Sorry is doing God's work by working on the blog posts, which is
all
yes,
true.
Absolutely all true. Do we have a question for this week?
Yes, in honor of the what was the name? The hard to die homeboy, Ginseng Ha. What is the thing that he switched off of cigarettes to?
Easy question. Softball for you guys. So answer the question in the comments down below and then comment whatever your heart desires. And we might just read it on our next blog post discussion. Also, big shout out to our patrons, especially our Acolytes of Anime, Stoic and Nathan. Love y'all, all of our patrons from the bottom of our heart and your beautiful faces. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And we will catch you all on the flip. Peace.
Peace.
Ninjas are samurais, blaze of the kunais. Find me in the leaf of the cloud, screaming out Bankai. We just some ghouls though, who like seeing parts fly. They like what you saying, Goma got more through the storylines. I tested your neck from the start, my hunters gon' come for your heart. I promise you'll land in my boulevard, left them in one piece, no